Well, happy Wednesday. Happy New Year. And welcome to Quick Bite History Live, where we do our best to have a little fun with history. You can catch us live normally each Wednesday evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. We do have a very special New Year celebration show for you tonight, with 3 shows in one. As usual, watch our robots paint, listen to my clues, and y'all make your guesses as we first explore the 20 most tragic Hollywood actresses. And that's in a countdown. And then next up, we'll test our knowledge with top 20 infamous American gangsters. So that should be fun. And if you stick around, as usual, we do have a bonus round at the end. Now, please do check in the chat if you haven't already done so. I see a couple. Jen, Arena, hey, what's up? Do check in there. This is where you'll give your answers. We'll do some interactive game and should be pretty fun. So to everyone, have a good New Year's Eve. Everybody stay calm, collected, have some fun. Okay, let's get going. Let's fire up those robots for our first round. Now again, we're going to do 20 most tragic Hollywood actors. I have a new intro. Anyway, you know the rules. Robots paint, you guys guess. I give some clues along the way. In this case, they start off harder and they get easier. This actress was nominated for an Academy Award early in her career. She starred in films during the 1940s before a life-altering incident. Remember, these are all tragedies in some way. Anybody know? Kind of hard. This is a toughie. She was paralyzed from the waist down in a actually a hunting accident, if you can believe it, a hunting accident. She was paralyzed from the waist down, but she did try to act in a few other movies. She did pass away at the age of only 31 years old due to health complications. Anybody know? Anybody got a guess? It is a little obscure, I think. Born in 1921, passed in 1952, paralyzed in a hunting accident. Does anybody know this Hollywood story? This is Miss Susan Peters. Susan Peters. She was one of the first high-profile Hollywood stars to continue acting despite a severe physical disability. Next up. Known for her roles in comedic classics of the 1930s. She was rumored to have been married to Charlie Chaplin. Controversy surrounded her relationships with powerful men. She struggled with criticism for her lack of children. Okay. Her glamorous image faded in later years due to Hollywood's changing tastes. was known for her roles in comedic classics. She was rumored to have been married to Charlie Chaplin. She struggled with criticism for her lack of children. Her glamorous image faded in later years. Last chance, going once, going twice. This is Miss Paulette Goddard. Paulette Goddard. She actually lived a long time, but was completely left out of the picture later on. Goddard was considered for the role of Scarlett O'Hara, actually, in Gone with the Wind, but she lost out to Vivien Leigh. Now, those first two were kind of obscure, so hopefully it'll get easier. This gal was a glamorous sweater girl of the 1940s. She is known for her roles in classic film noir. Her private life was often the subject of media scandal. Anybody know? I recognize her from the picture, actually. About 1958 Stompanato murder case brought Turner into courtroom drama. Yeah, Jan had it. Very good. Very good, Jan. Anyway, I don't know if you remember, but the big case, there was a big case where they think her daughter killed this guy, right? Despite her personal, Lana Turner is correct, despite her personal turmoil, Turner maintained her status as a Hollywood legend for decades. All right. So she rose above her. Next up. This is kind of interesting. I never knew who this was, but she was a muse for artist Andy Warhol during the 1960s. She symbolized the counterculture and fashion of the era. Her life was marked by drug addiction and mental health struggles. She starred in avant-garde films, but never broke into mainstream Hollywood. Andy Warhol. She died tragically of an overdose at the age of only 28. Any guesses? Andy Warhol muse in the 1960s. Avant-garde films. Fashion icon. This is Miss Edie Sedgwick. That kind of sounds familiar now, right? Edie Sedgwick, born 1943, passed in 1971. Sedgwick is often credited with influencing modern bohemian fashion styles. There you go. Edie Sedgwick. Pick that tragedy. Now we're going to go way back for this one. A silent film star during Hollywood's early years. She was born in 1898 and passed in 1937. Her career faltered with the advent of the talkies, but they had a bad voice, I guess, huh? Good big. She battled severe alcoholism and financial struggles. That sound familiar at all? She passed away alone and impoverished at the age of only 39 years old. They didn't live that long back in the day, I guess. Her tragic death became a cautionary tale of Hollywood's treatment of aging stars. Anybody have a guess? How about this? She was French. She was French. Might have been Canadian, but she was French. This is Miss Marie Prevost. Marie Prevost. Does that sound familiar at all? Silent film star. Prevost inspired Kenneth Unger's infamous book, Hollywood Babylon. Wow, that's interesting. Babylon, did you see that movie? That was pretty cool. You might know this next one. This is one of the most famous actresses of the silent age. The original It Girl of the silent film era. Her Brooklyn accent made the transition to talkies difficult. Yeah, there you go. She was plagued by scandals involving her personal relationship. She suffered from mental health challenges later in life. Well, she was an actress. Strike one. She retreated from public life after a series of breakdowns. The original It Girl of the silent film era. Huh. I've never heard of Fanny Brooks, but no, it's the other one. It's the other one. This is Miss Clara Bow. Clara Bow, 1905 to 1965. Bow's electrifying screen presence is credited with popularizing the term It Girl in Hollywood. Clara Bow, there she is. Can't complain about the robot painting them, right? Now you may know this name. I knew this one. The first African American to win an Academy Award. Who's that? She was best known for her role as Mammy in Gone with the Wind. Anybody know? Who played that? She faced immense racism and segregation during her career. She was barred from attending the movies Atlanta premiere due to Jim Crow laws. And she did die before seeing the civil rights movement gain full momentum. So who was this? Mammy with Gone with the Wind, and first African American to win an Academy Award. I think that's supporting actress, perhaps. Anybody remember the name? She went on to star in lots of other stuff too. Anybody know? Going once, going twice. Ms. Hattie McDaniel. Hattie McDaniel, does that sound familiar? There you go. You had it. You had it. 1893 to 1952. Hattie McDaniel. Her Oscar was actually lost over time, but remains a symbol of breaking barriers in Hollywood. There you go. All right, now I heard this name of this actress, but a little more obscure again. She rose to stardom in the 1940s with her striking beauty. She was known for her roles in classic films like Forever Amber. She faced personal and professional struggles later in her career. She tragically died in a house fire while saving her friend's child. Holy smokes, she's a hero. She was planning a Hollywood comeback at the time of her death. Now, if that's not tragic, nope, not Judy Garland, but do stay that answer square. Square that round, although your icon is round on my screen. Square is round. Going once, going twice. This is Miss Linda Darnell. Linda Darnell. Linda Darnell was born in 1923 and passed in 1965. Darnell's tragic end cemented her legacy as one of Hollywood's unforgettable stars. Linda Darnell. Next up. Hopefully you're learning something on Quick Bite History Live. A promising actress of the 1950s with striking good looks. Her career unraveled due to addiction and personal scandals. Married and divorced multiple times, like most of those actresses, causing public scrutiny. She died penniless and homeless at the age of only 39. Now, if that's not a tragedy, I don't know what is. No, incorrect, but why? This gal became a symbol of Hollywood's disregard for fallen stars. She was born in 1927 and passed in 1967. Only lived 40 years. Any guesses? This gal's name is Barbara Payton. Barbara Payton. Payton penned a memoir detailing her tumultuous life, offering a rare glimpse into the underbelly of Hollywood. Here she is. Barbara Payton. Pretty lady. Okay, moving on to we're down to number 11. This is a countdown. Now, this name might be familiar. Born in 1913, passed in 1970. Talented actress known for her fiery personality. Her mental health struggles led to controversial institutionalization. She was subjected to alleged forced treatments, including lobotomy rumors. Bummer. This gal's career and personal life became a cautionary tale of Hollywood's exploitation. She later resurfaced briefly, but never reclaimed her early fame. Those are all pretty vague clues. Anybody recognize it, perhaps? Might be kind of hard. This is Miss Frances Farmer. Frances Farmer. I don't know. You might want to Google that one. Farmer's life inspired the biographical film called Frances. Do you remember seeing that recently? Frances, starring Jessica Lange. You remember that? Anybody see that movie? Barbara Stanwyck wasn't a bad guess, but incorrect. All right, this next one's kind of fun. Born in 1908, passed in 1944. She was nicknamed the Mexican Spitfire. She was in the silent films as well as the talkies. She starred in both Mexican and American films during her career. She is known for her passionate and tumultuous personal life. The Mexican Spitfire. She allegedly died by suicide, though myths shroud the true circumstances, like they often do. Anybody know who the Mexican Spitfire is? Silent films and talkies. Her death is often sensationalized, overshadowing her achievements. Anybody got a guess? Google it quick. Mexican Spitfire. This is Miss Lupe Velez. Lupe Velez, 1908 to 1944. Velez was one of the first Mexican actresses to find crossover success in Hollywood. Lupe. Next up, now this is a fairly famous name. She did not live long. Born in 1906, passed in 1935. She was a comedic actress in the 1930s, known for her charm and wit. She starred alongside major names in films like Horse Feathers and Monkey Business. So she starred along with the Marx Brothers, it sounds like. She owned a successful cafe frequented by Hollywood elite. Well, that's cool. Anybody know who this is? She was found dead in her car under mysterious circumstances. Rumors of foul play have surrounded her death ever since. ever since. I think the movie Babylon actually mixed in some of her story with earlier stories. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows who this is? Going once, going twice. Sold. This is Miss Thelma Todd. Thelma Todd, does that sound familiar? Todd's Cafe still stands as a historic site in California. Thelma Todd. There you go. Next up. This gal passed the tender age of 23 years old. She was known as Hollywood's sign girl. Oh, this is a bad story. She started Broadway productions before attempting a Hollywood career. Unfortunately, she jumped to her death from on top of the Hollywood sign. Now, I don't know, it's not that far, but I guess if you land on your head, it's not good, right? She became a symbol of unfulfilled dreams in the entertainment industry. Ben Cooper, no, she's the Hollywood sign girl, though. Anybody know who that is? Her tragic story inspired films and documentaries about Hollywood's dark side. I guess. Jumping to your death from the Hollywood side. This is her. Anybody remember the name? Going once. This is Peg Entwistle. How about that name? Peg Entwistle. Entwistle received a movie role offer shortly before her death. A heartbreaking twist to her story. Now, this name's a little more famous, so you may know this gal. She was crowned Hollywood's Queen of Screwball Comedy. She was married to Clark Gable, one of Hollywood's most iconic couples. Yeah, she was a good climber. Must have been a good diver, too. Volunteered extensively for war bond tours during World War II, this gal tragically died in a plane crash on a return trip from a bond rally. Who knows? There it is! Old Nona's in the house. I think you would have got some of those earlier ones if you were in the house, Nona. That is correct. Her death shocked the nation and ended a storied career. And yes, Nona knows. It's Carole Lombard. Carole Lombard, born in 1908, passed tragically in 1942. Lombard's patriotism and charity work left an enduring legacy beyond her films. There you go. Next up on our tragedy countdown. This gal was the first African-American actress nominated for a Best Actress Oscar. Remember Hattie McDaniel? She won for Supporting Actress. Starred in films like Carmen Jones. Who knows that one? And she broke racial barriers, of course. She faced racism and limited opportunities despite her talent. She endured financial troubles and multiple personal tragedies. And she did die tragically at the age of 42 from an overdose. Likely accidental. No, not Cicely. Carmen Jones is probably the key clue, and she's the first one to be nominated for a Best Actress Oscar. Who knows? Who knows the answer to this one? Oh, no, not Billie Holiday, but that is really close. This gal did have a singing career and an acting career. Singing career and this is Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge, born 1922, passed in 1965. Dandridge's story has inspired numerous biographies and a film starring Halle Berry. There you go. Next up, this is a famous actress known for her beautiful blonde hair. She was known for her iconic peekaboo hairstyle. That's what that's called, peekaboo. She rose to fame during the 1940s in film noir classics. She faced struggles with alcoholism and financial ruin. That doesn't sound good. She spent her later years working as a waitress. Wow. I didn't realize that. She was so pretty. She died in relative obscurity, far from her Hollywood heyday. Big-time actress, 1922 to 1973, 1940s film noir. Peekaboo hairstyle. Anybody know? Good picture, I think. Not bad. A little abstract. This is Veronica Lake. Veronica Lake. Despite her struggles, Lake's hairstyle remains a symbol of glamour. Yes, it does. There she is. Veronica Lake. Yeah, you should know the next one. This next gal is known as the blonde bombshell of the 1930s. She starred in iconic films like Dinner of Eight and Hell's Angels. She died suddenly of kidney failure at the age of 26. How do you die of kidney failure at 26? That sounds rough. Anybody remember that story? Wow. Her death sent shockwaves through Hollywood at the time. Yeah, it sent shockwaves right through me. She remains one of the most enduring icons of the golden age. Well, she couldn't have been that enduring. Anybody know? Who's that? Anybody got a guess? Blonde bombshell of the 30s. Starred in movies Dinner of Eight, Hell's Angels. 26 years old. No? This is Miss Jean Harlow. Jean Harlow, that's not familiar. 1911 to 1937. Harlow's mother famously refused medical care for religious reasons. Oh, that's a dark part of the story. Oops. Okay. I think you'll know this next one. We're down to number 3, incidentally. Known as the love goddess for her sensual screen presence. She's starred in classics like Gilda and CoverGirl. Gilda and CoverGirl. She endured a string of tumultuous marriages and personal hardships. Later struggled with Alzheimer's. How about that? A diagnosis not well understood at the time. She obviously became a symbol of aging stars that were forgotten by Hollywood. Yeah. You got it. It's okay. It's a pretty good picture. It's black and white. I figured if I did the red hair, it'd be a giveaway. We went black and white. That's right. Rita Hayworth. 1918 to 1987. Hayworth's diagnosis helped raise awareness for Alzheimer's. There you go. Rita Hayworth. We're down to the top 2 tragedies. You could probably name the top 2 without even seeing the picture. The unforgettable Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. She endured exploitation by MGM, including forced diets and amphetamines. Nice. She struggled with lifelong addiction and financial instability. Yes, Nona is on the board. Jan's on the board. She faced multiple failed marriages and custody battles. And I don't know if you knew this, but she died at the age of only 47 years old from an overdose. And it was likely accidental, not on purpose. Well, there you go. Although I guess you don't really know, right? You know. Yes. Judy Garland. Judy Garland, 1922 to 1969. And Garland's rendition of Over the Rainbow remains one of the most iconic moments in film history. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's kind of a weird picture of it, though. I think the robot's made an odd choice. Oh, that's better. The actual photo's better. All right, the top one. We all know who the top tragedy is already. The ultimate symbol of Hollywood's golden age of glamour. She started hits like Some Like It Hot and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. She did struggle with mental health issues and addiction. I guess they all did. Yes, that's right, Jen. Nona. Everybody's getting it, of course. Her high-profile relationships added to the intrigue surrounding her life. She did die under mysterious circumstances, fueling countless conspiracy theories. Yes, indeed. Yes. Correct. Although I think it's spelled with a J. But we'll give you credit for that. That's right. It's Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean. Who knows her maiden name? Anybody remember her maiden name? I'm kind of trying to play God myself. Norma Jean Mortensen. Right? Yeah. Monroe's image has become a global cultural icon, transcending her Hollywood career. Okay, we came to the end of the first round. That was kind of fun. We did 50. Huh? I like it was pretty much a 50-50 round. I don't know. So let me fire up the next set of robot paintings here. We'll get that rolling. This is going to be. Oh yeah, rising, orbiting the Earth. Anyway, we're going to do top 20 infamous American gangsters. This is going to be pretty fun. And we're going to start at number 20, so it's going to be a little more obscure. This first one, good luck. This gentleman was nicknamed the Killer for his violent reputation. He ran speakeasies and nightclubs in New York City during Prohibition. Didn't they all? He controlled the infamous Cotton Club. This is the Cotton Club guy, a hub for jazz and organized crime. He was a key figure in bootlegging operations. He eventually retired to Arkansas, where he lived a quiet life until his death. So I didn't know gangsters could quietly retire. I didn't know that was a thing. Does anybody know who the Cotton Club guy was? The ran speakeasies, New York City, any of that stuff, bootlegger, retired to Arkansas? Anybody got a guess? It's kind of a hard one. This was an obscure figure. I had never heard of this guy, I gotta say. I'm going to try to pronounce his first name. His first name is Owney, O-W-N-E-Y, Owney Madden. Owney Madden, 1891 to 1965. Madden is credited with launching the careers of many jazz legends in the Cotton Club. Cool. Next up. This guy is a New York gangster known for his ruthlessness. He made a fortune in bootlegging and the numbers racket. I will say these first few are harder, and then they get easier as we go. More famous names as we go down the list. So don't get discouraged. This guy ignored orders from the commission, which sealed his fate. Sounds like he didn't make it. His paranoia led him to bury a treasure, and the treasure's never been found. So this is the guy that buried a treasure and it was never found. That's pretty cool. He died after being ambushed at a restaurant. So that's kind of the classic mobster. This guy's the basis of the classic monster hit. Reportedly hallucinating on his deathbed. Cool. Anybody got a wild guess? New York gangster known for his ruthlessness. This is Dutch Schultz. Dutch. 1902 to 1935. Did not live long. Schultz's famous last words were a nonsensical monologue that has intrigued historians. Okay, that's fine. Next up. Now, I've heard of this guy, but I don't know if you have. He was known as the Prime Minister of the Underworld. He rose to power by succeeding Lucky Luciano. He focused on political corruption and gambling instead of violence. He did survive an assassination attempt in 1957. Oh, and he eventually retired after a long, controversial career. Another gangster who got to retire. The Prime Minister of the Underworld succeeded Lucky Luciano. Survived assassination attempt in 1957. Name a mobster. Sorry, these first three are common. The names get a little more familiar. This is Mr. Frank Costello. Frank Costello, born 1891, passed in 1973, so he lived a long gangster life. Costello's life inspired the character Vito Corleone. This is the basis for Vito. Frank Costello. We all should have known that. Now we know on Quick Bite History Live. Next up. This gentleman led the Chicago North Side Gang. His bitter rival of Capone. He was targeted in the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Well, I'd say that didn't go well. He lost power after most of his gang was wiped out. Rombos, what's up? Good to see you. Happy New Year. We're doing gangsters. Chicago. This is a Chicago gangster. He was Al Capone's rival. He died in prison after a conviction for bank robbery. He was known for his sharp dress and quick temper. I think that's all of them, right? Sharp dressers, quick temper. That's kind of a gangster thing. This guy's got a cool gangster name, too. Anybody know? Going once, going twice. This is Mr. Bugs Moran. Bugs Moran, born in 1891, passed in 1957. Moran coined the term "only Capone kills like that" after the massacre. Bugs Moran. There you go. Next up, I think the names get more and more familiar as we go down the list. This is number 16. The mob's accountant, a financial mastermind. He played a major role in developing organized crime syndicates. personal wealth has been a source of speculation for years. This is Mr. Meyer Lansky. Yep. And he actually, I think, might show up again later. We'll see. Lansky was instrumental in creating the National Crime Syndicate. He was born in 1902 and passed in 1983. Mr. Meyer Lansky. Next up, this gentleman was known for his fondness for his Thompson submachine gun. Excuse me, Thompson submachine gun. He's famous for kidnapping of an oil tycoon, Charles Herschel. His wife reportedly pushed him into a life of crime. His wife made him do it. He was caught and sentenced to life in Alcatraz. Bummer. He became a model prisoner after his criminal career ended. He was known for his Thompson submachine gun. That's probably the key clue. Anybody remember a mobster related to a machine gun? Trying to give you the best clue I can. Can you name a mobster related to a machine gun? This is Machine Gun Kelly. Machine Gun Kelly. He was born in 1895 and he passed in 1954. The term G-Man became popular after Kelly's dramatic surrender to the FBI. There he is, Machine Gun Kelly. All right, next up. This is a fun one. She was the matriarch of the infamous Barker Carpus gang. She allegedly orchestrated robberies and kidnappings with her sons. She doesn't look the same, does she? They're mobsters. They're Italian. They're mobsters. They all look the same. They're wearing hats. Smoking cigars, wearing hats. What can I say? Historians dispute the extent of her criminal involvement, but she was killed in a shootout with the FBI at her hideout. So that's badass enough, right? Who remembers this one? She was the matriarch of the Barker Carpets gang. She became a symbol of the gangster's mother myth. The gangster's mother myth. I don't know that myth. Do you know that myth? I mean, I know the Greek myths. This is Ma Barker. Ma Barker, 1873 to 1935. J. Edgar Hoover exaggerated her role to sensationalize FBI operations. That's cool. Elaborated the story just a bit. You've heard of this guy. Let's see if we can get it. Depression era bank robber celebrated as Robin Hood figure. Robin Hood figure. He robbed banks while destroying mortgage papers to help debt-ridden farmers. Well, that's cool, right? That is Robin Hood. Now here's the key clue. He was nicknamed Pretty Boy for his dapper appearance. He died in a shootout with law enforcement in Ohio. He was accused falsely of involvement in the Kansas City massacre. Good guess. Not Dillinger. There you go. Hey, wrong box. Got a gangster. He is kind of a pretty boy, isn't he? Strong jaw. Strong jaw. That's right. Pretty Boy Floyd's legend lives on in Woody Guthrie's song, Pretty Boy Floyd. I guess there's a song about it. I don't remember hearing it, but anyway. Okay, I've never heard of this next guy, so you're never going to get it. But we'll see. We almost got the last one. This guy is known as the Brain for his strategic genius. He fixed the 1919 World Series in the infamous Black Sox scandal. This is the guy. This is the guy that fixed the World Series. So that's big. That's important. We should all remember him. I don't think we do. He played a key role in building New York's bootlegging empire. That's good. No side job. He was gunned down over a gambling debt. Ponzi. Was there actually a Ponzi person? I guess there might have been, but I don't think this is Ponzi. That's not part of his name anyway. His death marked the end of an era for an old school crime boss. For old school crime bosses. So he was kind of the last of the old school crime bosses. Born in 1882, passed in 1928. Any other guesses? I figured you weren't going to get this one. This is Mr. Arnold Rothstein, or Rothstein if you prefer. Rothstein mentored many future gangsters, including Lucky Luciano. There you go. Okay, you've heard of this next guy. Let's see if you can get it. He died young. He's known for his youthful appearance. Well, he died young. And violent tendencies. He partnered with John Dillinger on a series of bank robberies. So this is John Dillinger's partner. He was responsible for the deaths of many FBI agents, more than any other criminal. He died in a shootout with law enforcement, killing 2 agents before succumbing. His nickname belied his ruthless and brutal nature. So this guy has a nickname, and he was John Dillinger's partner, who had a nickname. Going once, going twice. Sold to Babyface Nelson. Babyface, right? Look at that. Face only a mother could love. Nelson's real name was Lester Joseph Gillis, but he earned his moniker from his baby-like face. Babyface. Not pretty boy, Babyface. All right, we're halfway home. This gentleman, was this the basis? This is the basis for the TV show, I think. This guy controlled Atlantic City during Prohibition, making it a haven for illegal activities. He was known for his political influence and charm. What was that show called? Boardwalk something? Boardwalk something. Inspired the character Nookie Thompson in Boardwalk Empire. This is the Boardwalk Empire guy. Actually looked a little bit like him, didn't it? He was convicted of tax evasion in 1940s, ending his reign. He continued to live in Atlantic City after his release from prison. He got out. This is Nookie. But what was Nookie's actual name? Nookie? Boardwalk Empire. This is the Boardwalk Empire guy. No, this is Enoch or Nookie Johnson. His last name was Johnson. It's pretty simple. 1883 to 1968. Next up. This gentleman is the enforcer for Al Capone's Chicago outfit. So this is Al Capone's biggest thug. He took over the outfit after Capone's imprisonment. He was known for his quiet demeanor, but brutal efficiency. Yes, indeed. He avoided jail time by using his connections to immediate witnesses. Oh, I'm sorry, to intimidate witnesses. That makes more sense. He did commit suicide to avoid facing a prison sentence. Interesting. Any guesses? You guys don't know your mobsters now. You're going to have to study up, then we'll do some more mobsters. Maybe we'll do worldwide mobsters. Do something different. But this is Mr. Frank Nitti. Frank Nitti. He was born in 1888. Passed in 1943. Nitti's leadership solidified the Chicago outfit's dominance in organized crime. Hey, Norma, how'd you get that? Good job. Good job. All right, see if we can get the next one. This gentleman is a lawyer turned bootlegger who became one of the richest men of the Prohibition era. He ran a massive whiskey empire, earning millions annually. He inspired the character Jay Gatsby. Really? This is the guy that inspired Jay Gatsby in F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. He did shoot and kill his wife during a bitter divorce. One way to do it. He claimed temporary insanity and was acquitted. He must have had a little something over on the judge. Anybody remember who this is, this story at all? Inspiration for Jay Gatsby, shot and killed his wife in a bitter divorce. This is Mr. George Remus. George Remus. Remus threw lavish parties, often gifting expensive items to guests, much like Gatsby. There we go. We're down to number 7. This is the gentleman Don, who led the Philadelphia crime family. He preferred negotiation over violence in settling disputes. Doesn't sound very gangster-like. His leadership brought relative peace to the Philly underworld. He was assassinated by rivals, making the end of his peaceful era. Yeah, that's one way to end it. Who remembers the Gentle Don? Anybody know? His death caused chaos and infighting among Philadelphia's mobsters. Don Corleone. No, it's not Don Corleone. But Frank Costello was the inspiration for Don Corleone. Anybody know this guy's name? The Philadelphia guy. The Gentle Don. No? Okay, well, this is Mr. Angelo Bruno. Angelo Bruno was born in 1910 and passed in 1980. Bruno's car was used as the site of his murder, a grim symbol of mob betrayal. Now, interestingly, you get a second shot at the same guy. So we'll try again. See how you do this time. He was nicknamed the mob's accountant for his financial expertise. He played a major role in the development of Las Vegas and Cuban gambling. He helped establish the National Crime Syndicate. He avoided prison despite being heavily involved in organized crime. This guy stayed out of jail somehow. He was heavily involved in funding for Las Vegas and Cuban gambling. He's the mob's accountant. They did retire to Miami, where he lived out his final years. We already did him once. The clues were a little different, and the picture was a little different, but it's the same guy. Anybody know who the mob's accountant is? You could probably Google that. Who's the mob's accountant? It is Mr. Meyer Lansky. Meyer Lansky. His wealth, despite his wealth, Lansky claimed to die penniless. Okay, you know this next guy. He was the visionary behind the development of modern Las Vegas. Who's behind Las Vegas? This guy built the Flamingo Hotel, the cornerstone of the Las Vegas Strip. Who built the Flamingo? You guys should know that. Close. Very close, Nona. Incorrect. You got his first name right. No, you got it. No, see, other way around. You got his first name right. His lavish spending and mob ties led to his assassination. He was shot in his Beverly Hills home, marking a dramatic end to his life. Who knows? Known for his good looks and Hollywood connections. Who remembers? There were several movies that featured him. There was one really cool one. It was a redo of kind of a LA noir detective thing. This is Mr. Bugsy Siegel. Bugsy Siegel. Sound familiar at all? You know, yeah, he didn't live that long. He only lived 41 years. Wow. Bugsy Siegel. Okay. You may know this name. He's a famous mobster. He is considered the father of modern organized crime. He created the commission to oversee mafia activities in the U.S. So the commission was over all the mobs. How cool. He partnered with other crime families to establish a nationwide syndicate. This is the big guy. He was deported to Italy after serving time in prison for racketeering. He continued to wield influence from abroad until his death. Who was that? The head guy of the commission. Anybody know? This is the big guy. Maybe the biggest monster of all time. This is Mr. Lucky Luciano. Lucky Luciano was born in 1897 and passed in 1962. Luciano's leadership style emphasized cooperation, which transformed the mafia. Yes, indeed. Now, I'm going to bet $100 that you guys get this one. America's most infamous criminal couple during the Great Depression. They robbed banks and small businesses, often glamorized by the media. They lived on the run, frequently evading law enforcement. He did kind of look like Dracula, didn't he? Yeah, you guys got the hey shits and nuts in the house. We got some players. We got some players for sure. We got another round coming up. That's right. This is Bonnie and Clyde, of course, romanticized in popular culture as symbols of rebellion. Bonnie was born in 1901 and passed in 1934. Not too old. Clyde was born in 1910. a year later. And of course, he died at the same time, 1934. So, young folk. Their bullet-riddled car became a macabre attraction for crime enthusiasts. So is it the real one that's on one of those state line casinos? They have the bunny flight car. Is that the real one or is that a fake one? Don't know. Two more. We got two more bad guys. Infamous. America's most notorious bank robber during the 1930s. He is known for his escapes from jail and police ambushes. Who knows? He's known for his daring escapes. He was declared public enemy number 1 by the FBI. This is public enemy number 1. He was shot and killed outside the Biograph Theater in Chicago. Yeah. No one's on the board. His death marked the decline of the public enemy's era. Yeah, it kind of looks like Clint Eastwood, doesn't it? I think Dillinger was supposed to look a little bit like yeah, definitely. Anyway, yeah, John Dillinger is the correct answer. Born in 1903, passed in 1934. That made him only 31 years old. These guys live fast, huh? Dillinger's charismatic personality made him a folk hero to many during the Great Depression. Who can guess who's the number 1 gangster on our list? Most infamous. I bet you guys can guess without the picture. This is Chicago's most infamous gangster during the Prohibition era. He made millions through bootlegging, gambling, and racketeering. He's the dude who ordered the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, solidifying his reputation for brutality. Yes, wrong boss. No. You guys got it. He was convicted of tax evasion and spent time in Alcatraz. This is part of the story I remember. He died of complications from syphilis. Bummer. After his release from prison. Well, maybe they owed it to him, I guess. I don't know. Born in 1899, passed in 1947, and yes, this is Mr. Al Capone, of course. Capone's public image as Robin Hood belied his ruthless criminal activity. I never knew that part. How you guys doing tonight? Everybody have a good New Year? To see some of the familiar faces in the house doing this. So, those gangsters ended up getting a little close. Sorry, I interrupted myself. Those ended up being a little harder than I thought they were going to be. But that's okay. We'll do it again in the future. We'll mix in half new ones and half repeats that you guys didn't get before, and we'll see if you can do any better. I don't know if you can or not. We'll see. Anyway, let me find this next file here. We'll add it to stage. Now, this is the 1970s TV legends. Can you guess these classic characters? So we're going to be looking for the characters first, but we're also probably looking for the show or the actor's name too, but mainly the character. So we'll see how you do. This character often sat in his iconic armchair while spouting controversial opinions. He is known for his working class background and blunt, sometimes offensive manner. Yeah, you got it. Of course. He frequently clashed with his son-in-law, who we called Meatloaf. Yeah, it's Meatloaf. His views often reflected the political and social tensions of the time. Yes, indeed, Patricia. Rhonda, I should do not. Everybody's got it. Nona's got it. Everybody's on the board with that one. Yes, indeed, this is Archie Bunker. Archie Bunker was a symbol of the changing social landscape in America during the 1970s. Who else was in that show? What was her name? Struthers? Sally Struthers was the daughter, right? Who was the wife? Blanking on that. Anyway, we'll move on. I digress. This guy is known for his love of motorcycles and leather jackets. I think that's enough of a clue right there. You guys are done. He could fix things with just the snap of his fingers. Yeah, you got it. I think you guys are going to do a little better at these. We all grew up in the 70s. His thumbs up gesture became a cultural symbol of cool. Cool. So he was a rebel. He was protective of his friends at the Arnold Diner. This greaser was famous for saying, I can't even remember how he did that. I don't remember. I don't remember how he said that. That's right. This is Fonzie, Arthur Fonzarelli. Did you remember that? Did you remember his real name? I should have made you get it. Fonzie is one of the TV's most iconic cool guys, often stealing the show with his charisma. There you go. Next up. This lady was a single woman in her 30s. She moved to Minneapolis for a fresh start. She worked as an associate producer at WJM TV, a local news station. She was known for her positive attitude despite life's challenges. Yes. I think everybody's gonna get this one. She threw an unforgettable hat in the air. The show's opening credits. Remember that? She's famous for being gonna make it after all. That's the song, right? Gonna make it after all. Oh, I'm not singing that too much. I'm live at least once a week, if that's the question. It's almost always on Wednesdays at 7:30, like tonight. And more often than not, I'm doing Sunday evenings, a half hour earlier or so as well. So Wednesdays and Sundays, let's stay the correct answer. That's right, this is Mary Richards, Mary Tyler Moore Show, Mary Tyler Moore. Da-da-da-da. Next up. This character had a sharp tongue and a strong political opinion. She wasn't afraid to stand up for women's rights and social justice. Who remembers? Thanks, Patricia. Look forward to seeing you again. We're going to do this till the cows come home. We got lots of categories. We'll do some ancient history stuff, too. Everybody's got this one? Yeah. Everybody's got it? Yeah, that's even the name of the show. Who remembers her last name? The character's last name on the show. That's probably the hardest part. She appeared first in Edith Bunker's cousin. She was Edith Bunker's cousin. Did you know that? I should have quizzed you on that too. That's right. Well, we got Maud and we got B. Arthur. How about Maud's last name? Anybody? Oh, Gilmore. No, but kind of like Gilmore. Kind of, sort of. Her last name was Findlay. Findlay. I don't really remember that either. Maud Findlay. There you go. Next up. He originally appeared as the neighbor of the Bunkers. All these spin-offs. Couldn't get original ideas. And just spin it off. He was a successful businessman running a chain of dry cleaners. Yes, he was. Correct. He was known for the catchphrase, "We're moving on up." That's correct. Mr. George Jefferson had a tumultuous but loving relationship with his wife, whose name was what? What was his wife's name? And he used to call her something that was short for his wife's name. It's kind of cute. Who remembers that? His wife's name and the pet name. Yeah, that's the pet name. So it was probably short for Louise, right? Wheezy! Of course. That was pretty funny. Phrase. Oh, this is gonna give it away. Maybe I'll do another clue first. The eldest child in a struggling African American family living in Chicago, an aspiring artist with a knack for getting into trouble, he often clashed with his father, James Sr. His humor and energy kept his family's spirits up. And his catchphrase was Dynamite. 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 That's right. That's right. But what was his name in the show? What was the character's name? Very close. You got the actor. Now I need the character and the show. I just said the show. Do you remember what I said? His humor and energy kept the family spirits up. Anybody know? In the show, his name was J.J. Evans. J.J. Evans, and the show was called Good Time. Right. That's kind of a sad picture of him, though. That's not really the normal. I don't know. The robots showed this strange picture, I think. Anyway, here we go. This lady worked in a Milwaukee brewery with her best friend Shirley. She is known for her L monogrammed on her sweaters. She had a tough, no-nonsense attitude, but a big heart. There you go. Who remembers Laverne's last name? She often dragged into wild schemes by her bubbly best friend. This character loved her Pepsi with oh, she used to drink Pepsi and milk together, didn't she? Ugh, ugh, ugh. Very good. I should not has the last name. What else can I ask you about this show? That's right, Laverne DeFazio from the Laverne and Shirley Show. Who remembers the other actress? That other actress's name. Not that we're not going to move on. I can't. Cindy Whitney? Yeah, Penny Marshall, that's right. And I think it was Cindy Whitney. I'm not mistaken. Maybe. Cindy Whitney? Maybe. Anyway, this one's a little more obscure. I didn't watch this show very much. A single mother working as a waitress at Mel's Diner. I remember Mel's Diner, though. I do remember that. She dreamed of becoming a singer while juggling her demanding job. She often had to deal with her tough boss, Mel. Yeah, you've got it. So I remember Mel a lot better than I remember Alice. Okay, this should be worth some money. What's Alice's last name in the show? The character's name. Oh, I don't know. That's hard. She had a son named Tommy, and this was the actress's name is, if you know the actress's name and the character's last name. That's what we're looking for still. The show was, of course, called Alice. Linda Lavin. Correct. That's right. That's true. That's true. Last name, yeah. Hader. I think maybe that's a typo for Hyatt. Alice Hyatt was her last name. That's right. All right, see if you can get this one. A fastidious and obsessively clean individual, especially compared to his roommate. He frequently seen using a nasal spray due to his hypochondria. I don't really remember that. Do you remember that? This character's obsessive-compulsive nature was at the core of the odd couple dynamic. That's right. You got it. That's more correct. Although you still didn't capitalize the U. That's correct. Felix Unger, The Odd Couple. And who played Oscar Madsen? Well, who played it? Who played Felix Unger first? Who played Felix Unger? Anybody remember his name? Not that hard. Tony Randall. Yeah, there you go. You had it. I know you did. You had it. Next up, a witty and sarcastic surgeon stationed in Korea during the war, known for his distaste of authority and his love for martinis. He's often seen wearing Hawaiian shirts, even in the middle of a war zone. Of course. He played pranks on his fellow doctors to cope with stress of war. Yeah. Everybody's got it. Of course, we remember the show. How about any of the other characters? You guys remember all the different characters? His character was the heart of the series, blending comedy and the grim reality of war. Yes, it was. It was well portrayed and well written, for sure. That it was. Yeah, Radar. Hot Lips. Who could forget Hot Lips? She's not on my list. Yeah. So this next one is really weird. Good luck. Though his face was never shown, his voice was instantly recognizable. He frequently called Rhoda from the building's intercom system. He's often heard talking about personal misfortunes in a humorous way. He's known for never actually appearing on screen. So this is just an imaginary. Robots are so clever. He was just a voice on the show. Never saw him. This doorman became iconic despite never physically being seen. But he has a name. and he's on the show Rhoda. Anybody remember the doorman's name on Rhoda? And he was never seen. The robots kind of went out on a limb on this one. This is Carlton, the doorman, of course. Carlton. I don't know. You remember that? I don't know. The robots were kind of funny with that one. You'll know this guy. A student of Jane Buchanan High School and a member of the Sweat Hogs. He's often seen struggling with schoolwork, especially math. His goofy charm and clueless remarks made him popular among his classmates. Anybody remember? He's famous for his catchphrase, "Up your nose with a rubber hose." I don't think he said it the way I just said it. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. How about the show? Who's got the show? Who knows the show? Played by a young John Travolta before his rise to movie stardom. Vinnie Barbarino is correct. He was the heartthrob of the Sweat Hogs, known for his humor and dim-witted charm. And yes, Black Cotter is correct. Is correct. All right, see if you can get this one. We're returning to one of the same shows. The strict but loving father of a struggling African-American family in Chicago. He worked multiple jobs to make ends meet for his family. He had a strong sense of responsibility and traditional values. Yeah. But do you remember his first name? And you have to get it. Mr. Evans is not the correct answer, although it's kind of. So let's see if you can get it more correct. His relationship with his eldest son, JJ, was often seen as tense due to JJ's laid-back attitude. Oh, little known fact there. Who can get the more correct answer, though? It is Mr. Evans, but I need a more correct answer. Known for his booming voice and stern but fair demeanor. Well, once, going twice. This is James Evans Sr. James Evans Sr. Good times, of course. All right, next up. A young Chicano mechanic who worked in a garage. He often clashed with grumpy owner Ed Brown, but had a close bond with him. There you go, Felicia. Good job. Good job. With my connection, the chat is always slightly behind the feed, so when you get it just after I say it, I know you had it before. Depending on what it is, there's a 2 to 3 second delay for sure. That's correct. That's correct. So the character's name and the actor, who knows that? Who knows that? Chico was a groundbreaking show representing Latino culture on mainstream TV in the 1970s. Chico and the Man was the name of the show. Chico Rodriguez is the character's full name. And it was, of course, you guys got it, played by Freddie Prinze. There you go. All right, next up. Again, we're looking for the character. A short, rude, and abrasive dispatcher for the New York Taxi Company. He often insulted the drivers working under him, but had a strangely likable personality. Doesn't sound very likable. He was known for his sarcastic quips and devious behavior. And it kind of looks like, I'm not sure the robots are 100% on target on this one. His short stature was in contrast to his large, intimidating personality. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, everybody's got it, and that's a pretty complete answer there. Not bad. And of course, the actor is. That's right, Louis his name very well, from the show Taxi, and it was played by, of course, we have a delay. It's Eddie DeVito. There you go. You have it. Correct. Next up, along the same lines, a calm and collected captain of a New York City police precinct, known for managing a quirky and eccentric group of detectives. He handled stressful situations with a dry sense of humor. I don't think I watched this show very much. I don't remember it that well. He was frequently seen in his small office, managing both police work and personal drama. Mixed a little personal stuff with a little business stuff. That's right. That's the character and the show. That was convenient. You didn't have to guess very much. I don't remember the actor's name. Who remembers the actor's name? Oh, there you go. That's correct. Yeah, certainly. Al Linden, Barney Miller. Barney Miller was the glue that held his oddball police precinct together, making him a TV staple of the 1970s. I don't know, did you guys watch that? I never. But I did watch this next show. A mild-mannered hardware store owner and the father of two. He's known for his patient and understanding nature, especially with his rebellious son, Richie. Excuse me. He often gave fatherly advice to both his family and his friends. Remember, we're looking for the character's name. The show's iconic family man who had a fatherly relationship with Fonzie as well. He had two kids, plus he was kind of Fonzie's dad. Yeah. But again, Mr. isn't really his first name. You guys got it. But Mr. is not his first name. Who knows his first name? Who knows the actor? Actor, first name. Going once, going twice. Actor. Howard Cunningham. Howard Cunningham was played by Tom Bosley. Next up. The bumbling and clueless landlord of the apartment where the three main characters lived. He was known for his outrageous wardrobe, flamboyant perhaps, including bright-colored leisure suits. Yes, I remember that. Yes, I do. Leisure suits. I had a leisure suit back in the day. Did you have a leisure suit? Or am I just older than everybody? Frequently misunderstood situations leading to comedic misunderstanding. Yeah, kind of. You can't. The spelling isn't quite there yet. And how about his first name? Anybody remember? Or the actor? Or the actor? Yes, very good. Oh, you almost have it there. Ralph Furley is fully correct. Three's Company is fully correct. And the actor is Don Knotts, not Dan Knotts, but close enough. Might be a typo. I'll give you the credit. Might be a typo. We've only got 2 left. It's so sad. It's so sad. 2 left. An alien from the planet Orc who came to Earth to observe human behavior. He frequently used the phrase "nanu, nanu" to greet others. He wore a silver spacesuit and a red uniform over it. Yes. What was his co-star's or character's name? Oh, Stewart's in the house. Getting late there, isn't it, Stuart? Do I have to do the show later for you? That's correct. Everybody's got it. And yes, Mindy. And how about the actress's name? Anybody remember that? I sure don't. Busy? Too busy for Quick Bite History Live? Fun with history? Robot speed painting? Oh my gosh. Okay. Next time. We'll probably do it on Sunday again. Who knows? All right, this last one's a little harder. A wealthy and self-absorbed woman who was at the center of a wildly dysfunctional family. Wildly dysfunctional. She was known for her constant infidelity and naivete. There you go. Her family was involved in bizarre and over-the-top soap opera-like drama. Was Pam Simone the name of the actress? If so, I certainly didn't remember that. I don't think that's it. Maybe. I'm gonna have to look it up, I guess. She had a complex love life with multiple entanglements. It was played by Miss Catherine Hellman. Do you remember that at all? She became an icon of the 1970s satire. Yeah, Pam something maybe. Simone doesn't sound right. Maybe. Anyway, on to this. Anybody know who that is? Anybody know? The show? Her name was Jessica Tate on the show, and the show's name was Soap. Soap. Remember that? Anybody remember that? No? Doesn't ring a bell? Nothing? Yes. Someone's got it. Anyway, shoot, guys. That's 3 rounds down. That was, I guess that took normal amount of time. Yeah, hour and a half. 3 round, half an hour round, pretty much. Do you remember? I don't know who was with us before Christmas. We did the marathon. We did 6 rounds. And my throat did hurt afterwards. It did recover by the morning, though, so I was fine. I was ready to go. How was everybody's Christmas and New Year's? How did everybody do? Do pretty good? Who got a good present? Pam Dauber. There you go. Whew. Thank you, Denise. We needed that. We needed that one. So anyway, what did we do? What were the categories tonight? It was tragic actresses. The sad stories of Hollywood we did in the first round. And They were a little harder than I think people were ready for. About 50-50 on that one. And then uh, everybody did a lot worse than I thought they would on Gangsters. So study up on your Gangsters. We're going to do more Gangsters until you learn it. That's it. Yeah, we're going to do more Gangsters. And everybody likes TV shows and Golden Age stuff, I assume. So that will be a reoccurring theme, of course. What else? What else would you guys like to do? Any categories you want to throw out? Who was singing New Year's Eve when the ball dropped, other than the Jonas Brothers? No, I didn't recognize anyone. It was Frank Sinatra, though, afterwards, right? I recognize Frank Sinatra. I mean, I still liked Frank Sinatra. I went through a Sinatra phase for sure, where I played Sinatra 24/7. Any kind of movies genre. Yeah, we can do lots of different movie things. We can do, movies about historical things even, so we catch both categories, both history and movies. That's kind of how my channel's evolving. I think it's evolving into both a ancient history and entertainment categories, and it's going to be kind of centered around the robot speed painting, but I'll still do historic stories and trying to explore the new AI tools and do really cool AI video stuff and things like that. So anyway, Epstein Island, yeah, I should say not. I have the Epstein Island one. It's ready to go. I don't have the Diddy list yet. I'm waiting for the Diddy list. And then we could do the one that's the double lister, where they're on both lists. I guess some of that would be speculation at this point, right? We did the Epstein list, the Diddy list, and the double list. Who would be on the double list? I don't. Am I allowed to name names? I'm not going to name names. The robots. The robots can name names, but I can't. The Tragic 27 Club. Now, what is that? I see that up the list there from Rhombus. What else? Anybody else have any other ideas, perhaps? No? What do you hope for the new year? What's your biggest hope for the new year? My biggest hope is for my damn channel to catch on. I don't know. You want to talk YouTube for a second? I don't know how many of you guys actually have channels or not, but I started this just over a year ago, not quite a year and a half yet. And the first 6 months, I was doing really well, and I had a viral video that kind of carried me for a while, the short, and they really amplify you. If you have one hit, it rises all ships. And then my channel's been sliding down to where it's kind of constant now. So we're going to try to shake it up and get it to go a little bit better. I'm working on my hair. I'm working on my background behind me. We're going to try to get some more views. Let's see, what do we got? Jimi Hendrix, Amy Winehouse. Yeah, we can do certainly tragic rockers for sure would be a good list. I can do, and I've got, if you were to go to my channel, you would find some interesting things. I've got some kind of offbeat videos on a few topics. Have you guys ever heard of Laurel Canyon, perhaps? Laurel Canyon. I have one on that. Speaking of Janis Joplin, yeah, and Jim Morrison both hung out in Laurel Canyon. And I have a video on that. So if you haven't seen it, go see my Laurel Canyon video. And Jimmy Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, they all hung out there. Iconic cars. I can do cars. I guess I could. I can do exploding Teslas, exploding Cybertrucks. Did you guys see that? This truck exploded right in front of Trump's tower, and because the guy put all the bomb in the back of the Cybertruck's so strong, it protected everything to the sides of the Cybertruck, and it only blew through the cab, so the driver was killed, and it blew straight up. So it was actually a good ad for Cybertruck. What else? What are you guys talking about over there? Yeah, everybody should thumbs up the channel. Definitely. Everything you can do will be good. I've had a lot of views off and on. It's real hit and miss on when it depends on the time, whether other shows are on, and I've had 17,000 views on a live before. Not all those people stayed, of course, and none of those people comment like you guys do. But I've had some views in the past. I haven't checked this one yet, so we'll check this one out, and maybe we'll do this at the end of each one. We'll chat for 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll call it a day. River Phoenix. Oh, the 27 thing. Okay, I get it now. I wasn't following what you guys were talking about, but yes, the 27 thing. That is a crazy deal, isn't it? So yeah, that's a great list. I will do that one. I'm gonna mark that down. It's on the recording, so I don't have to remember it. I can I can review my own show and get that. Yeah, yeah. Iconic cars. Yeah, why not? Why not? The robots can drive cars. If we switch to horizontal format, we got other things that open up too. I think we can still do cars in vertical format. The vertical format's a little better because it's for discovery. So the fact that we don't have a lot of followers yet, the vertical format tends to help. And of course, the vertical format's much better for people, right? Works good. But the horizontal format could work good for, say, places in history, or cars would be good. Yeah, things like that. So maybe we'll switch to horizontal format when we do those particular ones. Spielberg movies. Yeah, there's certainly plenty of Spielberg movies. So yeah, it's kind of endless, the ideas. I just did a deal with I don't know if it was ChatGPT or Perplexity yesterday morning. I was on the road, so I was talking to my AI, and we came up with 30 or 40 more lists, and we kind of filtered through that a little bit. And so I have to develop all those. So we'll be ready to go. And I kind of like the marathon thing. I know you guys may not want to sit around and watch me for 3 hours, but I didn't mind doing it. So I'm hoping to do it. If I were to do what? Okay, how about let's back up. What time is the best for you guys for me to do these shows? I'm kind of stuck on Wednesdays for now, I think. And I like to do Sundays, but it doesn't have to be that. And then the time of day too. I mean, obviously everybody's around the world, so I don't know what time you like the marathon. Well, good. Yeah, I didn't mind doing the marathon. That was okay. It was pretty good. When we did the marathon, those were all repeat performances, but they don't have to be all repeat. We can mix in like half news and then half from 6 months ago or something. I'm up to like 6 months, so I've got a lot of these in the can. So, but I redo them live, of course. It's not a recording. We redo it live. The new clues, new answers. Wartime movies, adventure movies, sci-fi movies. Yeah, why not? We can do each of those categories. Each of those. Good. I'm reading your comments because it doesn't keep the comments from the live that I've noticed. I might be able to find them somewhere. But if you make the comments on once it's uploaded, then I can find those. But if I read them right now, they're on the live. So there you go. People that ran for president. Certainly. That sounds good. How about, we can do Trump's cabinet. Or depending on how it goes, maybe Trump's rejected cabinet, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. We'll see. We will see. What else we got? I guess we're getting close here. Wartime movies is great. Rhombus loved the marathon. That's cool. Well, so we'll do another marathon, and we'll certainly pick up all the things you got, the ideas you had. 27 Club for sure, cars, all that stuff. Yeah, and President Musk is not a thing, I don't think, although I can see that bugging Trump quite a bit. Yeah. Anyway, okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming. And Stuart, sorry you just came at the end there, but at least we got to chat a little, so that was cool. And like I said, I'm probably gonna try to go back to twice a week. So we'll try to set up that Sunday. And if you guys have a time that you'd rather do it, let me know. Otherwise, I think we're gonna settle in on the 7:30 time slot. Anyway, all for now. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Appreciate it. We got to bring up the jingle. Let's add it to the stage and say goodnight. So, adios, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it.